Hello YouTube, I hope you're all doing well. The script for this video was written quite a while ago, so it isn't going to be voiced with the same vigor that is on the page, the vigor that I originally wrote it with. Let's get straight into this. I recently decided, well back then, to view Orphan Black for myself as my brother suggested it. Usually I have no desire to watch TV shows with a female protagonist, as these women are mostly cut from the same cloth. These modern age female characters are also damn strong-minded, which is perfectly fine, but they have to constantly show it off, shoving their attitude down the throats of everyone they encounter, and I'm beyond exhausted by this truth. The truth as I see it, in my opinion. Don't even look at me like I'm lying, because you know I'm telling the truth on this one. Come on, it's brutal. They're all created to exude similar traits such as a high level of pride, like they're constantly wearing armor and want the female viewers to emulate them. These female characters also possess insufferable sassiness. They're off-putting with their scowling and snarling. They're stubborn as the F word. They are mentally strong and disruptive, and they display little feminine traits other than showing off their bodies or some cleavage. Jessica from Suits springs to mind when I say this, or Laurel Lance from Arrow. You can throw Navia from Spartacus in there too. Ugh, she is just awful. Why the screenwriters protected her character is just annoying. These women also wear a jarring amount of makeup, and you know this to be true. You know, in my real life, I actually pass by a lot of women who wear too much makeup and their faces are all cakey, and I just have the impulse to like tell them, like, hey, did you know that you're wearing too much makeup? And I can spot it from from a mile away, is what I'm trying to say. It's never gonna happen though. Anyway, I've found that they also wear jackets that are supposed to convey that they're stylish and formidable. They're street smart, and they'll also happily slap a man if the script calls for it. They're written to strike the male character because they know he can't physically retaliate. Like Thor's brother Loki when he was slapped by Natalie Portman in Thor 2. She just walked up and slapped him, and he just laughed it off and said that, ooh, I like her. It's amazing. She thought she knew she could get away with it. I mean, why didn't he just hit her back? It would have been nice. So yeah, that apparent oppressive shitlord, thank you Teal Deer, can only stand there and seethe, looking like a loser. I wonder if feminists bump fists whenever they watch a show and the woman slaps a man and they cry out, yeah, that's for the patriarchy ruining our lives. As a society, we have internalized the act of slapping a man in any show or movie is acceptable. But if a man strikes a woman with the same frequency or vigor that a woman displays in shows of any classification, oh man, those furious double X's won't stop venting and whinging about it. They'll go on YouTube, they'll bitch about it on Twitter, they'll contact the networks. Ugh. Vapid morning show hosts, especially the ones in Australia, will linger on it and bring in females to talk about the issues who will use it as a platform to demonize men. It just shows you the lack of skin density of a female, doesn't it? They're so easily offended these days. But I digress, as I'm kind of getting off script here, even though I'm actually just reading a script. Orphan Black, or OB for short, has a female lead that is instantly unlikable in my opinion. In one of the earlier scenes of the pilot episode, she sees a woman that looks exactly like her, and when the opportunity arises for the female lead to steal her bag, she takes it with both hands. She could have just left it there, or at the very least, just taken the heels. I mean, why not, right? Every woman needs another pair of heels, don't they? In the next scene, she seems relatively unaffected by the events that occurred in the previous scene, and despite there being no emotional attachment to the look-alike, the female lead is fine and engages in a cliche of drinking. Yeah, the female lead who openly consumes alcoholic beverages in a bar is a cliche in my eyes. It's just my opinion, and I'm pretty sure anyone that listens to this, not reads, they'll probably disagree with me. I'll say it now, this female lead is written with an insufferable sexist touch, and it is so tiring. It's the same crap over and over. No one's even gonna remember this female character in like 50 years to come or something. Yet we'll always remember like Marilyn Monroe and... Oh, it sucks. I'm saying something about remembering, but I can't remember the other one. Anyway, let's just keep going. She even manipulated men, and I've got to say, how this show has reached 3 seasons is beyond me. Perhaps this show has a viewership that is mostly female, and they live vicariously through this female lead that is undeniably gorgeous and unlikable. They probably don't see it that way though. I dislike what I see for a number of reasons, and they all relate to the double X character that drives the story forward. There's a scene where she is approached in her newly acquired home by a visitor who knows her lookalike, and this male character, starts asking her questions and poking holes in her lies. In response to this appropriate line of questioning, the female lead leaps forward like a desperate liar and kisses him. She knew he wouldn't drop her, and had so much faith in her deception that she wrapped her legs around his waist. She was so presumptuous. I don't care about the message this sends to women who watch the episode, and if they're totally in charge of their own sexual prowess and want to wield it, fine, but this isn't real life in this show. I mean, seriously, I would have turned her down. I just would have. I'm guessing women with issues of their own watch this show with their eyes wide open. I just shook my head and sighed as I watched the female lead cease the male visitor's line of questions by seducing him and effectively shutting him up. This female character with very little redeeming qualities used her body to attain his silence, and she objectified herself in order to maintain a lie. She must be clairvoyant, as she knew he wouldn't turn her down. I wonder if she knows lottery numbers. How come feminists didn't say anything about this? How come people didn't say anything about this, like other viewers? Why didn't those fun-loving feminists in Canada and all across the damn world jump all over this, and criticize the writers of this derivative garbage? Maybe they did and I'm unaware of their actions, but I'm pretty sure, no, I assert that they didn't. Why? Because when feminists fight against something or fight for something, usually they win. They also make grown men cry and laugh about it over the internet, Tumblr and YouTube to name but a few social media sites. Like that guy who he shot like a satellite into space and he landed it on a comet, and this incredible landmark achievement did not outweigh the shirt that he was wearing, so he was demonized for his shirt, and then when he offered an apology, he broke down and cried. I mean, that's just so wrong. Anyway, I was once served humble pie by an avid supporter of Anita Sarkeesian. Then Sargon of Akkad came along and smacked it out of my hand, telling me not to eat it, in that smart accent of his. I've actually got a few things to say about that guy in another video, so yeah, I'll get around to it. I'm kidding, of course, but you should all check out his channel. Back to OB and the task at hand, I dislike the female lead. I don't care that she has a daughter. The average viewer will think she is redeemable as a character due to this depth within her, that despite her manipulative ways, she is much more than that. She is motivated by being reunited with her daughter, But I'm not in this category of seeing her as a woman whose ends justify her actions. I see her as a liar, a deceptive double X as many of them are. She's also a walking cliche, and an uninteresting individual as far as her involvement with the plot goes. However, she is mentally strong, she's divisive, just like the rest of her ilk in other shows, and none of them will stand the test of time, I assure you. Oh, and she also orders men around, even hits one of them. First, the simplistic pleasures of women who actually want to do this, and who have done this in real life with absolutely no consequence. If only Christian Grey was around to consume their attention. I wonder if they'd hit him. Feminist, right? Seducing a man in order to shut him up is just wrong, and even though the narrative played it off as appropriate for her character, the scene called for it, but still, I disagree. The following morning, ladies and gentlemen, the female character acts cold towards him and psychologically undoes some of the lie, but mostly because she could not keep up the charade, and yes, I'll admit this does present to those that watch this show that she has a conscience and that she's conflicted over her actions. The love of your daughter will do that, I guess. Look, the female lead probably felt dirty over the scene or ashamed of herself for her misdeeds, and that is sure to win her some sympathy. Won't work on me though, because I'm too damn smart for that. I give this character no sympathy whatsoever. The way in which she walks out on the male visitor is understandable. I'm not blind to her circumstances, but she did bring it on herself to drag forth the paper-thin plot. Excuse me. I've seen this all before. She needed to seduce him to maintain her sketchy illusion, but it doesn't redeem her from being a one-sided, wholly uninteresting female character that is interchangeable with other female leads in other shows. Whether or not she becomes a more likable character or whether I wish to see what eventuates from the plot is not up for debate, as I simply do not care. You may say to me to give it more of a chance, but this is my judgment, and even the premise of the show is mildly entertaining. Just. Mildly, but I just can't ignore the cliches either. Now, who am I to give my opinion? I'm a published author with many awards, and I have many accolades in the realm of writing and literature, although I will admit I'm new to critiquing media and talking into a microphone, as you can probably tell. To those of you who enjoy this show, OB, yay for you, all the power to you. You're receiving fulfillment and satisfaction from its content. You're receiving viewing pleasure that I'm not, so I'm not going to watch another second of it. I'm not going to bitch about it. I'm not going to make like multiple videos about it either. One episode was all I could take. I wonder what Anita Sarkeesian thinks of this show. I'm sure she allows herself a break every now and again from John's neediness and the constant threats from everyone that doesn't like her. To enjoy a good show whenever the mood strikes. Like, what is her opinion of this female character? Actually, I'm guessing... No, let me start again. I'm guessing she loves that female character. Just loves her. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. I would think because Anita is only one person, and she wants that to physically change. We all know Anita doesn't like individual thought. I would think she likes how the female character I speak of has lookalikes. If Anita was the main character of the show, there could be more of her, and she could progress her agenda. Hold on one second. She could progress her agenda against everything much, much quicker and milk even more money from gullible man-haters, male feminists, and true feminists that are on her wavelength. Another woman whose opinion I would love to know in relation to this show is Tara Moss, but I doubt I'll ever know. This strong-minded and deep-voiced, elegant woman who can't write action sequences at all, rarely replies to anyone on her Facebook page. She replied to me once, but then she did another one, she replied again, and then for some reason I think she deleted it, and yeah, that was kind of pointless trying to get in touch with her. I know that sounded mean, what I originally said before again I went off script, and should have another video detailing why at some point, because yeah, I have a lot to say about Tyra Moss and her tacit consent to a lot of things. Anyway, I'm not being mean for the sake of it, I promise. I don't have a sign off yet, so I'll just say that will do it for me. So enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers!